In the sprawling concrete jungles of our modern world, a different kind of predator has evolved, not one of tooth and claw, but of intellect, audacity, and an unyielding desire for what is locked away. Today, we journey into the heart of this human drama, to witness some of the most daring and shocking bank heists ever witnessed. These are not simple acts of theft. They are intricate operations, meticulously planned and executed with a precision that, honestly, borders on the artistic. These are the stories of individuals who challenge the very foundations of security, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. The heists we will explore are more than just tales of immense wealth stolen. They are pivotal moments in the ongoing arms race between criminal ingenuity and institutional defense. Each event sent shockwaves across the globe, stunning the world not only with the sheer scale of the plunder, but with the breathtaking cleverness of the methods employed. From tunneling through solid earth to exploiting the frailties of human nature, these masterminds rewrote the rules of the game. The echoes of their actions can still be felt today, in the very design of the vaults and security systems that protect our world's wealth. These crimes, in their audacity, forced a radical evolution in how we safeguard our most valuable assets. They were a brutal, yet effective, lesson. The world of finance and security would never be the same again. Join me as we peel back the layers of history and delve into the minds of those who dared to take on the impossible, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of crime and forever changing the face of security. The hunt is on. Our story begins in the post-war landscape of Boston, 1950. Here, a group of 11 men, bound by a shared ambition, embarked on what would be called the crime of the century. This was the Great Brinks Robbery. For nearly 2 years, they observed their prey. The Brinks Armored Car Depot, a fortress thought to be impenetrable. They studied every detail, every routine, every guard's patrol. They were like patient hunters, learning the rhythm of their target's heartbeat, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their planning was a masterclass in patience and precision, a silent, methodical dance on the edge of the law. They didn't just plan the entry, they rehearsed it. The team stole the building's blueprints, meticulously picking and duplicating 5 separate keys, one by one, over many months. They held dozens of practice runs, timing their movements to the second, ensuring every step was flawless. On the evening of January 17th, clad in near-identical coats and chauffeurs' caps to blend into the Brinks uniform, they moved. It was not a violent smash and grab, but a quiet, ghost-like infiltration. They slipped through the doors they had so patiently conquered, entering the vault area with an unnerving calm, the culmination of 2 years of silent, obsessive work. Within 30 minutes, it was over. They vanished as quietly as they had arrived, leaving behind only tied-up employees and an open, empty vault. The haul was staggering for its time, over $1.2 million in cash and another $1.5 million in checks and securities. The authorities were left utterly baffled. There was no sign of forced entry, no alarms tripped, and few clues to follow. The gang had seemingly melted into the fabric of the city, leaving behind a legend and a question that would haunt investigators for years. How could a fortress be conquered so completely, so silently? We now travel south to the vibrant city of Fortaleza, Brazil, in 2005. Here, a very different yet equally astonishing strategy was deployed. Instead of infiltrating from above, this crew chose to attack from below. For 3 long months, a group of around 25 individuals toiled in secret, hidden in plain sight. They had rented a commercial property in the city center, posing as the owners of a synthetic grass company. This legitimate facade was the perfect cover for their subterranean ambition, allowing them to move earth and equipment without raising the slightest suspicion from their neighbors. Beneath the floorboards of their rented home, a monumental task was underway. They began to dig a tunnel 78 meters long, stretching from their base to a point directly beneath the vault of the Banco Central. This was no crude burrow, it was an engineering marvel. The tunnel was lined with wood and plastic, fully illuminated with electric lighting, and even featured a rudimentary air conditioning system. Day after day, they excavated tons of earth and rock, painstakingly removing it from the property in small, discreet bags, a testament to their incredible discipline and long-term commitment. On a quiet weekend in August, they finally breached their target. Using drills and cutting tools, they broke through over a meter of steel-reinforced concrete to enter the vault. Once inside, They plundered 5 containers of 50 real banknotes, making off with an estimated 160 million reais, or nearly 70 million US dollars at the time. When the bank opened on Monday morning, employees were met with a scene of quiet devastation. A gaping hole in the floor was the only evidence of the silent underground invasion that had just become one of the world's largest ever heists. In the animal kingdom, experience often triumphs over youthful vigor, and so it was in London 2015 during the Easter weekend. The protagonists of this particular drama were not young, agile criminals, but a gang of elderly men, some in their 70s. They were the Diamond Weezers, a group of seasoned burglars who brought a lifetime of criminal knowledge to bear on one final, spectacular job. The Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Facility, a vault nestled in the heart of London's Diamond District. Their age belied a formidable expertise and a quiet, unshakable determination. Their plan was audacious. Over the long holiday weekend, they gained access to the building, disabling the elevator and rappelling down the shaft to the basement. There, they faced their primary obstacle, the vault's formidable concrete wall. Using heavy-duty industrial equipment, including a powerful Hilti DD350 core drill, they began their assault. It was a slow, grueling process. The work was physically demanding, a true test of endurance for men well past their prime. They drilled a series of intersecting holes, creating an opening just large enough for one person to squeeze through. Once inside, they ransacked 73 safe deposit boxes, plundering a treasure trove of gold, diamonds, and jewels. The total value, though never officially confirmed, is estimated to be as high as £200 million, making it the largest burglary in English legal history. The sheer low-tech brutality of the heist, combined with the unlikely age of its perpetrators, captured the public imagination. It was a throwback, a heist that felt like it belonged to a bygone era. Executed by men who were themselves relics of an older school of crime, proving that the old guard still had one last, astonishing trick up their sleeves. Our focus now shifts to Belfast, Northern Ireland in the winter of 2004. This heist was different. It was not merely about wealth, it was deeply entangled in the complex and often violent tapestry of politics. The target was the Northern Bank's cash center, a location that processed and stored vast quantities of currency. The execution of this robbery was marked by a chilling psychological sophistication, a testament to the ruthless efficiency of its planners, widely believed to be the provisional IRA, though they have always denied involvement. This was a heist that used fear as its primary weapon. The operation began not with a bang, but with a quiet knock on 2 separate doors. The families of 2 key bank officials were taken hostage in their own homes by armed and masked men. For over 24 hours, the families were held captive, while the bank officials were instructed to go to work the next day and behave as if nothing was wrong. This cruel psychological torment was the key to the entire plan. The officials were turned into unwilling participants, forced to compromise the very security they were sworn to protect, under the unbearable duress of their loved ones' safety. Under the robbers' remote instruction, the officials facilitated the gang's entry into the bank after hours. The team loaded an incredible £26.5 million in sterling and other currencies into a white van and simply drove away. The scale of the robbery sent shockwaves through the political landscape, threatening the fragile peace process, the meticulous planning, the use of psychological warfare, and the sheer amount of cash stolen made it one of the largest bank robberies in UK history. It was a stark reminder that in some conflicts, even the vaults of finance can become a battleground. Finally, we travel back to 1972, to Laguna Niguel, California. Here, a crew of professional thieves from Ohio, led by the charismatic Emil Dincio, targeted the United California Bank. Their method was a blend of brute force and clever technological exploitation. They identified a vulnerability. The bank's vault was most exposed from its roof. The alarm system, they discovered, was only triggered if the vault door was open, not if the vault itself was breached from another direction. This single, critical oversight would be their point of entry. Over a weekend in March, the team went to work. They used dynamite to blast a hole in the reinforced concrete roof of the vault. The noise was a significant risk, but they cleverly timed their explosions to coincide with the noise of the surrounding environment, masking their activities. Once inside, they found a treasure trove of 330 safe deposit boxes. They spent the weekend leisurely drilling and prying them open, a calm and methodical disassembly of personal fortunes. They made off with an estimated $30 million in cash and valuables, a colossal sum for the era. Their downfall, however, came not from a flaw in their plan, but from a simple mistake born of habit. The crew had executed similar heists back in Ohio, and they foolishly applied the same methods on this job. They had a unique way of loading a dishwasher back at their rented condo, placing all the silverware in one basket and the plates in another. When investigators found the condo, this unusual arrangement was a familiar signature. The FBI linked it to the Ohio gang, and their fingerprints, left carelessly behind, sealed their fate. It was a classic tale of a brilliant plan undone by the small, overlooked details of human behavior. The tales of these audacious heists are more than just stories of crime. They are catalysts for change. Each successful breach, from the silent infiltration of Brinks to the subterranean siege of Banco Central, was a harsh lesson for the financial world. In the wake of these events, security was no longer a matter of thicker walls and stronger doors. It became a science. Banks were forced to think like their adversaries, to anticipate the unimaginable, and to build defenses not just against force, but against cunning, patience, and psychological manipulation. The legacy of these heists is etched into the very fabric of modern banking. We see it in the multi-layered alarm systems that now monitor every surface of a vault, in the sophisticated biometric scanners that have replaced simple keys, and in the rigorous background checks and protocols designed to protect staff from coercion. The human predator, in its relentless pursuit of wealth, forced its prey to evolve. The result is a far more complex and resilient ecosystem of security, an ongoing evolutionary battle between those who guard the vaults and those who dream of emptying them. These events challenge our perceptions of security and ingenuity, blurring the line between criminality and genius. They stand as monuments to human audacity, leaving us to wonder at the sheer nerve it took to conceive and execute such plans. Of the incredible stories we have witnessed today, from the elderly masterminds of Hatton Garden to the tunnelers of Brazil, which one did you find the most unbelievable? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The hunt for knowledge, like the hunt for wealth, never truly ends.